Hello YouTube, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. First video of November. God, I cannot believe we're less than 60 days away to the new year. I'll say it again, this year has just flown by way too fast. But today we're going to talk about build your raw vegan diet step by step. Sometimes any task or something you're trying to do can seem a little bigger when you look at the whole of it. So a lot of times for a lot of people and the way our brain works, if you break it down, it might be less intimidating and it might look more doable to you. So I've just thought about this in a lot of different ways, and I've talked about it in the past before, and I don't know. I think you just have to think of what works for you and how your planning is. Because if you tell 5 people to sit down and plan something out, everybody's got a different method for it. So you do what works for you. But it really is just putting things together step by step. And I think the psychological part is what gets a lot of people, because they just, like I say, they see the big picture. Eating all raw, only, all, always, never, all these big words. And that, like I say, that can just be a little off-putting for some. So just think of it one meal at a time, one food at a time. Like for me, my basic structure, my general structure, and there's days that vary. I'm not a robot. I don't do the same thing every single day plugging in. But my basic structure is a big fruit meal, a really big fruit meal, eating fruit throughout the day. Usually within my days I have a big salad, because I can pack a lot of different nutrition, a lot of different colors, plus I can pack a lot of calories in my salads too. And then also a smoothie for similar reasons. I can get a lot of nutrition in those. So I've got the base is my fruit, my salad, and my smoothie. And I don't really eat in terms of, traditional, 3 meals and snacks. So some people might need to do that. You could start as simple as this. Maybe you have maybe you've not even dabbled with raw vegan before. And maybe, let me just say, maybe you can take information, any of this information. I'm not obsessed with this fully raw and getting you to fully raw. I can give you information to get you to fully raw if you want to, but just take this stuff and use it as you will. Maybe you're just going to incorporate one raw meal in your life, and if that's one more raw meal than you were doing before, well then that's better than nothing. So breakfast, that is such a good way to start the day. Not necessary. Maybe some people that are still eating cooked food out there, or that don't plan to give up cooked food, maybe you do want some sort of a warm breakfast. But for me, it's just been so ingrained in me over the last 10 years, and digestive wise, it's just a good way for me to start the morning with some sort of fruit. And that can mean anything from chopped fruit, just a simple fruit meal, just as simple as chopped up bananas, to bananas and another fruit, to bananas and mangoes, to making ice cream, to making acai bowls. I have ice cream a lot for breakfast. I have acai, all good stuff. And the same with your salads, the same with smoothies. Now, also too, let me make very clear, I happen to have gotten into a groove that I very much like. I don't think a lot of people would necessarily be satisfied to just duplicate and like make my exact green smoothie and eat a salad just like I do. So you'll have to figure out those things that work for you. But the salads, like I say, they're so filling. You can put so many different things in them. They're so versatile. You can literally, people say, do you eat salad all the time? I'm kind of like, yeah, because they're different. I'm using different salad dressings. I'll put some different toppings from time to time. So it's really just starting to put the pieces together. You have a raw breakfast. You have a raw lunch. You have a raw dinner if you're working within that framework of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Maybe, like I say, you start with you plan it out. All you got to really do, look, let's cut to the chase right here. Clean your house out. Get rid of all the junk. Okay, and this is theoretically saying that you live by yourself. If not, you do the best you can. You clear out all the junk, all the BS out of your house that no longer serves you, that you don't want to be eating. Go donate it or whatever. Eat it until it's gone and then start over. But Get the bad stuff out of the house. Have plenty of good stuff in the house where you're always, if you get hungry, you reach and you get a piece of fruit, or you reach and you get this or that. Okay, so now your environment's clean. You've got the good stuff in your house. And then you sit down. You can use your food journal. You can do a little writing. That's why I kind of do like to have I advise either getting a big notebook or a food journal with a lot of room in it. And you can, on the journal part of it, you can write down what you had during the day, but you can also kind of have some margins, or you can have just a couple of pages where you set out your plan. And basically all your plan is basically 3 meals a day. 3 meals a day. If you're the type and like I say, that can look a lot of different ways. Some people have smaller meals, and then maybe they have 3 smaller meals, and then they have a couple of snacks, say mid-morning and mid-afternoon. The particulars are not important, but you sit down, you write that out. Let's say tomorrow, you've got all the good stuff in your house. Tomorrow, okay, I'm going to have this for breakfast, I'm going to have this for lunch, I'm going to have this for dinner. If you're in search of, if you're working somewhere where, you get that kind of mid-morning, I need something to take me to lunch, or mid-afternoon, then plan your snacks in there and have that planned out. Don't get to one of your meals during the day and go, what do I want right now? Now you'll get to that point. I'm not saying forever you're going to have to sit around planning your meals, but if you're struggling with it, I do a lot of these videos for people that are struggling with things. I just eat. That's the reason I really enjoy doing the non-food videos now, because it's just I try to get this message out to get beyond the food. Just go ahead and work out how you're going to eat, so you can get on to more important things. I don't sit around and think about the food a lot. I just eat it. It's just something that I do. But if you, like I said, if you're new to this, if you're a beginner, if you've struggled before, that's the one that I really want to help with. Just little simple tricks. Don't look for something big. Just look for little tweaks here and there. Because if you're all let's say right now you're already eating, you eat at least 1 raw meal a day. Well, you add to that. It's just one foot in front of the other. I used to say this a lot in my videos. I don't think I've said this one for a while. I would prefer, anything you're doing in life, if whether it's diet, exercise, self-improvement of any sort, I don't care how slow you're moving forward, but always be moving forward. The least successful people are the back and forth people. They get frustrated. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's a psychological thing. If you're constantly moving forward, if you're doing a little bit better each day, it doesn't matter how much better you're doing each day, but you can at the end of the day go out saying, okay, I'm doing better, or at least not backsliding any. It's just never going to work for the person that says moderation, or I can eat a little bit of this. It's like doing a little bit of heroin or a little bit of meth or something. You're not going to do a little bit of it. So I know I'm just kind of rambling. I had some loose notes down here, but I just got a lot of different points to try to help you figure this out. But yeah, the basic thing is if you will think ahead. So many things in life are, well, I don't like cliche phrases, but what is it they say? Fail to plan is a plan to fail, something like that. So plan it out. Now, some people out there might be thinking, what the hell is he talking about? You might be like me. I've never planned any of my eating in my life, unless I'm doing something for a video, or unless I'm trying out a new recipe. But there's just so much out there, and if you will just open your mind and explore a little bit, maybe the salads are not for you. Maybe my base of eating is not for you. Lissa's Raw Food Romance. That's why, even though I don't do a lot of recipes, I'm never negative about the recipes. They're just not my thing. They're not my obsession. And I do like to make it clear that recipes aren't going to get you there, but you do need some tasty food. So, you might look at my What I Ate Today videos and be like, I would never want to eat like that in a million years. Fair enough. There's lots of things out there. There's raw vegan. There's raw burgers. Alyssa's got a book for that. There's a lot of good raw food out there. I would say lean towards the healthier stuff, even the more creative, healthier stuff, because there's a lot of gourmet stuff out there that's just going to get you in trouble, because it's just all it is it's for the taste buds. I see a lot of recipes that like, wow, that's tasty as hell, but good Lord, can you imagine how much fat is in that? But yep, just break it down, figure out, clean out your house, make out, and you know, if you have a little, what am I trying to say? If you have a little uniformity in your day, I do like some structure. I'm not like strict. I don't like to, I have to have this, I have to have this, I have to have this. But I do sort of work within a structure. And when you get used to doing that, where this is my breakfast, this is my lunch, this is my dinner, or these are the type of things that I do for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks, it just, the more you do it over and over, it becomes a habit. You're not going to, like these food addictions and all that kind of stuff, it's just simply not putting it in your mouth. There is no other solution. Everybody's looking to get, oh, should I go to a hypnotist? What method do I use? You simply don't put it in your mouth, because each time that food hits your tongue, it's just like that heroin hitting a vein. You're going to want more and more of it. So just take this thing back. You can discard almost everything I said other than using however you like to plan. Sit back, just break this thing down into like, okay, this, and this. These 5 things is what I need to work on. You work on them, you put them all together, and it's done. So if the whole thought of I'm never going to eat this, or I'm always going to eat this, or blah, 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 throw that out the window and just plan this thing step by step the way you do it. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. Have a beautiful rest of your week, and I'll see you here again tomorrow or Friday. Peace.